I'm a scratch golfer, and today I'm going to try to break par, but with a twist. I'm going to talk you through my strategy as to how I'm going to go about playing every shot and how I hopefully play a good round of golf. It doesn't always work out as I planned, so we'll try to see if I can manage those misses, come away with a good score, and hopefully you might learn something. Or we might just explode into a million pieces and it'll just be a laugh. Shall we see how we go at the lovely Bingley St Ives, with the first hole being a drivable par 4, which I love, quickly followed by a gettable par 5 too, so it's only a 3-wood to get there. It's about 252 to reach. First things first, there is OB right. I'm not going to worry, the 3-wood only ever seems to go left, so that should work in my favour. That's a lovely strike with a 3-wood, that should bode well. It's bounced right as well. We may have an eagle putt on one. One big thing I'm going to do for you today is to show the colour of the tracers, which will correspond to the quality of the shot in question. So that was definitely a green in my book. It's not perfect, but it's very, very good. Although it has left me a tricky chip. There's a Mackenzie here, and I'm pretty much going to have to land the ball somewhere around this area, and it should just roll down to the flag. Pretty much like that. Right, that's really good. I'm happy with that, considering there was a non-existent warm-up turning up 5 minutes before my tee time. Hopefully, I can sweep that home. Naughty one, but boxed. Hit very hard, not sure where that would have ended up, but it's straight in the middle. It's an early birdie, and that's what we need round here. What a start. What a wonderful start. My putting is not my most confident. In fact, it's probably my worst trait, or my least confident trait anyway, on the golf course. And I've learned that the greens are quite fast. And something to note for you guys, I have a huge collaboration with Dream Golf Holidays coming up. So keep your eyes open for that. It's not just good for me, it's going to be great for you too. Now we have a par 5. You can't see a great deal from here. It's about 500 yards actually, which is quite a long one, but it is downwind. Trouble is right, don't want to go there. There is a bunker up the left, but I think I can carry that. And don't top it, because last time I was here in a scratch match, I topped my tee shot in here. That was against Billy Foster's son as well, former Matt Fitzpatrick's caddy. That was a mouthful. That struck well, but fading fast. That'll be all right. That's not the line I wanted, as the tracer will suggest, but we're okay over there. Okay, so I'm constantly trying to gather information from previous shots, albeit there's not been many. But that driver has carried 243 and gone a total of 243, and I nearly have that again. It's about 240 to the front, or 238, so it's a 3-wood once again. Similar to the first, please. I've got solid contact, but a lot of left to right. I'm basically on the next hole's tee box, so I'll save myself a walk, at least with my bag. Okay, the good news is I'm pin high. The bad news is I'm 43 yards right of the hole. It's not so bad. With the soft greens, I should be able to stop it quickly, so a little bit of height required. Give myself a chance of birdie. What you don't want to do is leave this short. I want to be putting. It's as simple as that, even if I'm 20 feet by. Pretty good. Definitely landed on the green. I might be a little short, but pretty good shot. Everything I said was entirely incorrect. The pin was cut close to the right edge, so I've done well. I've got about 8 feet back up the hill for my birdie. What a start this would be. 2 putts in 2 holes sounds like a good plan. There was no break. Wow. That is some start from your boy, after struggling to find my second shot for a while anyway. And we're 2 under through 2. But they're the easy holes out of the way, and now it gets really tough. That's a magnificent start, if I do say so. And I've quickly learned that the wind is more off the left than I anticipated originally, which is why my balls keep going that way. It's not the swing at all. Like I said before, probably the toughest par 4 on the course, if you ask me. So this time I'm going to aim a little more left. Right is not your friend, so just a powerful swing up the left-hand side. There's no trouble where I'm aiming. Well, there is a bit of trouble there. That's a much better strike than previously. Yeah, not in any real danger, but there are a few trees in that direction. Right, well, you can tell I've struck that much better. I've got more like 280 yards out of that as opposed to the 240 on the last. And we've got 130 playing 134. Pin looks like it's right at the back. And it's downwind. So, I don't want to go long. My knowledge tells me also that this hole pitches massively from back to front. So, 50 degree, trying to hit this about 120. That's my plan. I already know that needs to sit enormously. Might just be a little long right. It was well struck. I was actually almost perfect with the distance there. It's not left me an easy putt, but it is a putt. I thought I might be up here and then that would have been very tough indeed. It's going to test me. I'm actually aiming this so far right that I'm hitting it back up the hill for it to then come back down it. I've somehow mishit that. That's not cool or good. If I could put a shot tracer on that, it would be black and not red. Back to the drawing board. However, I do have a new wand incoming soon, courtesy of a new channel partner, so that's going to help. I'm not done on this hole yet, if I can somehow make a par here. And I have. Did it ever look like anything else? The answer to that is yes. We come away with a 4 and we remain 2 under through 3 and a majestic start. Well, this is one of many, many great holes on this golf course. And one of few par 3s where actually long of flag high is better than short just because everything runs away from you as you look at it here. It's 132 playing 117. Wind's sort of helping mostly off the right. So it's a very similar shot to the last hole actually. I'll just move the ball a bit. Hook. Get over the bunker. It didn't get over the bunker. Not great. I'm actually short of the green, but I've missed the bunker too, so it's not all bad. I might be able to get the putter on it. Truth be told, not my best golf shot. If I could have landed it here, perfect. The line wasn't terrible, but I've just not hit it hard enough. Nevertheless, I can get the putter on it. Try not to fall in the bunker. I think if I tried to chip it, I'm landing on a downslope, so it's tricky just to get that right, and the greens aren't slow. So I'm going to put it. Job done. No. Oh, that just almost picked up pace. It was a good effort. I didn't think it was going left to right at the end, and yet it did. Bit of work left, bit of meat left on the bone. The best thing about it going past the hole is you can see what it does. So if anything, it's going to sneak to the left ever so slightly. So right centre of the hole, don't give that away. And for the love of God, Johnny, put an aggressive, purposeful stroke on it. That was so far from a good stroke. I actually decelerated and clipped the floor, but it just had enough juice. It's questionable, but it's home. It's a 3. I don't care how you get them. This is just a fantastic hole. I am a massive fan of Bingley St Ives. The green is really nicely framed as well, especially in summer when the leaves are on the trees a bit more. To the matter at hand, there is OB to the right, a farmer's field. The wind is off the right, so I'm not really going to worry about that. I'm going to aim at the flag. That bunker is in play, but if I manage to somehow find that, then that is seriously accurate. Well, it's a little bit fadey again. It's well struck though. It's not going to be in any trouble, but it is on the right-hand side. So I know this is a little bit of a diversion from your usually scheduled programming from Jonny Plays Golf, but do get into the comments, tell me what you think. Hopefully you do learn something. I might learn something as well. And at 2 under par, I'm off to a very, very nice start. So it's working, or something is working. I don't know what that is yet, but stay tuned. I'm sure there'll be some catastrophes at some point, so see how the mental game carries me through that, or not, potentially. It's 143 playing 133, but it's definitely slightly into the wind, so I've got 9. This is another one where going past is not a bad thing, although I failed to do so last time. And that pin is hard front left, so start it right a bit, let the wind drift it back, middle of the green's fine, and if I overdraw it a bit, I should be quite close. That's come out like a bullet. The line's brilliant. Yep, I'm long. Yeah, so not a million miles off with that one. Could easily just caught a bit of a flyer from the rough there, which is taking it long, but I'm chipping back up the green. It's not overly complex. Got my 56. That's my chosen wedge for most of these shots, to be honest. Definitely not a given up and down, but I'm backing myself. Oh no, that's going to roll beyond. Struggling to see the break a little bit with this mottled shadow from the trees. Kind of looks like it might go right at the start and then left at the end. So just get the pace right and hope the read's right. No, I just hit it too hard. It may well have just stuck back. That's disappointing. We're not quite in for bogey, but don't overthink these. Right, back to 1. That's a bit of a disappointment. I don't feel like I did a lot wrong. But that's golf for you at the end of the day, ladies and gents, if I can get my words out. Well, I can't say I'm not a tiny bit disappointed there, but we'll just have to shrug it off. Plenty more golf to be played, and I do like this hole. It's very strategic in that you could just hit 4-iron down the right here, but it's going to leave me quite a long approach in. So I'm just going to loft this over the trees with the driver and hope the left to right wind just tickles it back to the fairway. That's absolutely awful. That's the reddest of red shot tracers for you. Didn't get the height nor the fade and have just walloped it into the middle of the trees and needs a lot of luck. There's no other way to describe it other than horrific course management. It would have been great if it had come off, but you can't be hitting the ball low off the heel of the driver and expect it to get over any trees. The good news is I have something. It's not a lot, and it's 70 yards. So I've got 9, just need to keep it under the trees. And there's some very, very obvious yellow marks that you tend to get when you bash the trees multiple times with the same shot. Well, that wasn't low. That took off very high. Luckily, it's got through the trees, but that wasn't too good either. We're making hard work of this in the last couple of holes. Well, I wasn't daft enough to think at the start of this that it'd all be plain sailing, let's face it. If you've ever watched my videos before, it can be quite the journey. Third shot, it's not that difficult. I think if I just land the 56 on the front edge, it should release up. That's delicious. That nearly went in. One thing I will say, I chip like I putt, so my grip is more overhand rather than interlocking. More like a baseball grip, just because I have a little bit more feel, and it results in things like that. Well, never in a million years did I deserve to make par there, and yet, there's the POV. I don't know. How could you possibly know what's coming next when I don't? How on earth have I made 4 from there? I was nowhere near the hole at any point. Still 1 under. Well, everyone, welcome to Jonny Plays Golf, where you get everything from idiotic to incredible in the space of 1 golf hole. That was an amazing par. Nearly a birdie. That would have been ridiculous. Right. Nice little par 3. Huge sloping green from back to front again. And it's 102 playing 107 with quite a substantial left to right wind. So a nice 52 is the perfect number. I'm going just left of the flag to account for the wind, I think. No, I'm not. It's a bit of a push. I've managed to keep it straight. I'm hoping the distance is good. It actually seems to be spinning back a bit. It spun back too far, in fact. I've just watched it roll off the front of the green. So I've kept it short, that's one thing. So in coming up to find where my pitch mark was, it was actually beyond flag high, so it spun back 40 feet or so. Thankfully, I'm unbelievably, almost arrogantly confident over my chips. So I'd rather be doing this than putting, quite frankly. I know that's maybe not the case for everyone, but I can hold this. I'm probably trying to land it in the shadow of the flag. Well, I did. I got the pace right, just no right to left. That is going to be horrible, especially for me. It just fills me with dread. It's almost a cup of right to left, and then you've got to marry up the speed, so come on. That is a huge sigh of relief, if you couldn't tell. Good 3 in the end. Bit of a weirdly played hole, to be honest. But I'll take a 3. We move, 1 under. I don't know how you guys feel about this, but the confidence I have for most, if not all of my other shots, just drains out of me when I get to the green. It's a horrible feeling. I'm stood over the ball and my eyes stop focusing. It's almost like I start getting a headache. Is that the yips? Probably. Anyway, this is a great hole. It's quite a difficult tee shot off the backs, but we're still off the mats if that wasn't immediately obvious. So it's just a 4-iron. It's about 330 yard hole. Just want to hit a nice little draw up the left hand side if I can with the 4. Oh yeah, that's nice. That's a really nice feeling. I can do that and hit the ball 220 yards with a tiny headed club, and then I'm terrified of putting. It's crazy. Yeah, this is such a cool hole. And then the next is a par 5, I believe, and then we sort of move from Parkland style to Moorland style, and there's a bit of breeze, so that could be tricky. 98 yards, so just a nice 56. I can use the wind to mat to my advantage here. I've lined it up perfectly. That was a groove low. Thankfully that works in my advantage, whatever that means. That was a good shot. We got a birdie putt. Can't really tell how far away, but we're putting. That's the main thing. That's a sneaky nice view, that. And we have come up short. I think thinning it actually helped me. I've had no idea how far my sand wedge goes recently, so going long was definitely not the play. I was insta-bogey. So something along the lines of 20 feet up the hill. People often say to you, never up, never in. Don't listen. 6 inches short is better than 4 feet long every day of the week, especially from this distance. I've towed my putt. How does 4 feet short sound? Well, the simple answer is not good. Oh no. Putter is a real concern and has been for some time. That's horrendous. Slightly misread actually, if anything. I didn't hit a bad putt there. It was straight back and straight through, but just wiggled right. Didn't see a bogey coming after 2 decent shots, but there we are. We're back to level. Still a good start. Remember that. Let's not get too upset about it. As hard as that is. Oh, that's a costly error. Very costly, both mentally and for the score. And to add to the pain, this is normally a par 5, but on the winter course, it's actually a par 4 of 415 yards into the wind. So what's gone from a very, very good birdie opportunity to a difficult hole, shall we say. Got it. That is as good as I can hit the driver on a perfect line. Well, there was a little bit more get up and go with that swing, and I can't imagine why. Also, the last thing I want is to start flagging later, so I've just demolished a banana as well. I've got 117 flag, and I think it's just slightly into the wind as well, so a nice 50 degree. I pulled it badly. Gosh, on the dance floor, but so far from the DJ. Actually, in hindsight, that is disappointing, don't get me wrong. But I'm still on the green. What would have been worse there was short-siding myself or hitting it in a greenside bunker. That would have been an absolute disaster after a great drive. And it has been known to happen. The problem now is I have that same length putt, so we need redemption in a big way. Right, so the good news is the distance was wonderful. That always helps because you're never going to be a million miles away if you can get the distance right. It's when you don't marry up distance or direction. But yes, it's almost identical to the last. I'm going to wash that from my memory and we're going to put a good stroke on this. Couple of bobbles en route there. What a surprise, it's the same putt again. Good stroke, make it, otherwise head loss. Head loss is the answer. That was a great putt and then it just stayed on its line. Oh dear, oh dear. I will caveat that. There will be no head loss. It's just a disappointing way to cap off what has actually been a good front nine. But we've got time. 9 holes, 1 over. Right, back 9, great hole this. Great view over the wall as well. This is quite a difficult hole, albeit downwind today. It's 170 flag, straight downwind. So it's just a chippy 7. I'm trying to land this about 155, I think. That needs to sit, maybe. It's a great strike. Oh, it doesn't need to sit. Probably struck too well, if anything, but I'm on the back edge. That was really nice. That looks quite close, actually. You'll hear this a lot, but Mr. Hindsight would be an insane golfer. I probably could have just hit 8 iron, just a smooth one, and not brought long into the equation, but I didn't. And to be honest, this would be great for the stats because I'm on the fringe. Well, I've still left it short. I don't mind a defensive putt there, to be fair. That was much better. I won't be missing this one, I don't think. And if ever there was a good par, that is it. That's a tough hole completed. And speaking of which, this next one's pretty crazy as well. So this is where those lackadaisical putts are going to cost me, I think. This is a really difficult stretch. If you include that par 3 as well. I've amended my earlier statement as well about the hardest par 4 on the course. This is probably it. It's just a blind tee shot. I've managed to get the scrappy tree in the distance is about 245, so I need to be left of that. My line is over these posts in front of me, I think. That was good. That should be really good. Hopefully just right edge of the fairway if my maths are correct, which they rarely are. And then just another long par 4 and another long par 4 and another long par 4 after that. Well, everything I said was entirely wrong. I've got very lucky not to be against the wall. Still got a pretty decent lick in. It's about 170, playing down slightly. So I've got 7. Well, that was struck well, but I've drawn it. I couldn't draw it because I'd have hit the wall. That's fine. I've got plenty of green to work with. An up and down required. Right, well, you're likely to see this better than I am, but again, I'm landing on a downslope. Going to need some check, but it's very doable. Well, it's definitely landed on the downslope. I'm not sure what more I could do, frankly. The thing is, it's almost a battle of survival on this stretch of holes, and then we have some very scoreable ones, so if I can get through these in like 1 over, that'd be quite good. That was never high enough. Right, it might be that we've got the full-blown yips. but we'll just go with it for now. That takes us to +2. Overall, if I finish +2, it's not a terrible round of golf, but I was 2 under at one point, so we've lost that quite quickly. Okay guys, down but not out, and I'm rushing a tiny bit because there's people waiting to walk past to get to 14, but that's neither here nor there. 400 and a lot. Simple. We need a good drive. Yeah, that works. Thank you. No, just a bit of fun. Okay guys, it's always worth taking stock. I know it's frustrating, the game sometimes, but it is what it is. I don't mind, I just love being out here, even if I'm not playing my best. 2 over's not bad, but I need to cling on. 160 playing 154, so just a nice smooth 8. Long again is no good. And there's a man with a ball on the green. Just the wrong green for him. That's gone so high and probably so short. Alright, we're safely aboard. I'll take heart from the fact that I've hit 2 good shots to get to here. 440 yard par 4s are tough no matter who you are. Now comes the fun part. Well, we're edging closer. I just did not see that left to right. Might be worth getting my eyes checked at this point. One thing I will say is never get too upset and then forget about focus / routine. Go through the process here. Well done, me. Pat on the back for finally getting it right. Hopefully that's banished the demons of the last few holes. How do we sum this up so far then? From tee to green has been pretty wonderful, and then on the green has been woeful. Would that be fair? I could almost say that about all my rounds. When I play really well, I putt well. Generally speaking, tee to green is pretty consistent. Okay, we're downwind again now. Still 390 or so. I'm hugging the left side. The wind should push it back. Don't need to smash this. Oh, get right. It's right on the edge of the rough. Not sure. Well, that is a nice stroke of luck. I just ended up in this little boggy area, so I took relief. Onto the mat we go. 89 yards, and suddenly a good shot here should hopefully lead to a decent birdie opportunity. Obviously, I need to hit a good one. Looks good. Maybe a little short, but good for line. Okay, I've given myself an opportunity. I've shown myself the door. Can I please just walk through it? Ugh. Thought it might just find its way to the bottom of the cup. Just hung out there. Good putt. Not the most aggressive, but much better than what I have been doing, that's for sure. Another good par, ticked off, and a tough par 4 coming up. Okay, on to another fantastic but testing golf hole. It's very similar to the 12th in distance and shape. It is normally a par 5 as well, but from the forward tee, it's a long par 4 standing at 440 yards. Got to hug the left side. There's a green side bunker that you maybe can't see, but I can. If it just covers that bunker, we'll be golden. I saw it bounce. I don't know whether that means it's rolled in. Should hopefully mean I'm far enough back to be able to get to the green. As it happens, my lack of depth perception has completely done me there. I've carried that bunker and left myself with the identical yardage to the 12th. So yet again, just a nice 8-iron down the hill. Yeah, if I finish just left of the flag, I'm fine with that. Be right. Wow, that was nicely struck. Oh, it's massive. I've got a flyer again somehow. It's landed on the back edge and gone over the back. The back is 182. I just don't see how that's possible. Well, simply put, I can't really get upset with that because I've hit it so beautifully. Just the one on the 12th was a little higher and a little spinnier. That was just pure. But I'm not too bad. I'm only just off the back. There's my pitch mark. I've got a chance. I've got loads of green to work with. I don't know whether I've got up and down really today, so let's do that. Sit. Okay. Pretty good. Good for line at least. This may be too early to call, but if this doesn't drop, we might struggle to break par. I wouldn't count it out, that's for sure. Not the way that I play golf. Turn. Don't say it often, but slightly too firm on that line. That's such a shame. Didn't do a lot wrong, and yet we've made bogey. That takes us to 3. We'll still battle on. Well, yet another gorgeous hole on a fantastic day. It's 247 flag. Playing slightly up. So again, just a nice 3-wood like I did on the first. What I wouldn't give for a 2, I know that's optimistic, but might as well set lofty standards. Oh, it's so heely. Oh, just hopped out of the bunker. Need a chip in, but we have done that in the past, so why not now? Okay, so a little bit longer than I expected makes it more tricky because there is a big Mackenzie. I'm going to try and land it past. It's my only way of getting it close, which requires good soft mitts and an open club face. Very nearly talked that into existence. Hopefully, well, it's not a tap in, but should be able to make a 3 from it. Should. 3 gives us a chance. Well played hole. It's a fantastic hole. I love that risk reward element. 3 to go. We need 2 birdies to get back to level. Possible. Improbable. Shock horror. Another stunning view into the valley. And that bunker is my line. It's about 240 to carry it, so a well-struck driver should be fine for this. That gives me the best margin of error as well. If I hit a draw, which I don't often do from there, I'm fine. And a bit of a fade off there is also fine. I've absolutely tried to smash that, which I've achieved, but I've pulled it. I mean, it's absolutely fine over there. The angle's not great for the approach, but that doesn't really matter to me. Now, I wouldn't always advocate for this, but obviously now I'm trying to chase a score, playing aggressive golf for the last few holes. Sometimes aggression is not always the best way to success, but it's going to be today. Come on! So this is what we're left with. Like I said, not the ideal angle. Not going to worry about the bunkers. All I'm worried about is 90 yards. Maybe a tiny bit into draft, but the wind's not really blowing anymore. So 90 yards is the shot. 56 degrees the club. 2 feet is the plan, or in. I think that's got to go. Yeah. It's okay. Like I say, I'm putting. I just hoped for better. So I would argue that if I was advocating for safe par level golf, that would have been ideal. But I'm not doing that. I want to make birdies, and giving myself 20 footers is not the way to do that, especially with my putting. It's tracking. Oh, it's too hard. Sort of worming its way towards the hole, and in the end, just whistled past. Just a bit to chew on here. That's a good putt. I might be becoming a believer in the flag in situation because it feels like something to hit. Okay, 2 to go. We need birdies. Great par 3 to finish as well. I have to say, I'm a big fan of this course, if it wasn't immediately obvious, and just gaze upon the magnificent splendour of the 17. Helps that we've actually got a nice day for once, but yeah, it's really nice here. I would absolutely recommend it. We need 2 birdies. It's as simple as that. Oh, that's absolutely walloped. It's left though. Not enormously. That's a nice bounce. I mean, that is a good drive. I'm a bit concerned that those trees could be a concern for my second, but we'll figure that out when we get there. Tell you what, there's an old winter hole here. That'd have been some drive. But it's not the case. 56 yards is my number. I'm literally trying to dunk this, so 56 yards is how far I'm trying to hit it. And the tree's not an issue, which is nice. It has to be birdie. It's birdie or bust. It looks good. Sit now. Yeah, it's just landed on the down slope. Just run a bit past. Pretty much as good as I could do. That's a good shot from there. Well, I can be aggressive. It's straight back up the hill. Would have been very difficult to get that close without somehow running it down the slope. And all jokes aside from some blunders of epic proportions on the greens, or even the fact that the 2 par 5s that would have been converted on the winter course, I'd be level par right now, so putting to go under par. So it's not all bad. Good putt, just drifted left. Okay, we need something unbelievable on the last. It is possible, it is a par 3. Keep your eyes peeled for this, this is class. Told you, what a fantastic golf hole to finish, but equally treacherous. It's 179, but plays down to 150. But then we're into the wind, so it's probably 160. So 8 iron at that light coloured hedge behind the green. I mean, that's just gone so high. The line is actually good, but I think it's short. It's way short. Way short. Okay, so I may have over-exaggerated slightly. But it is YouTube. We love a bit of drama. I'd love to just get this up and down. The green looks fairly furry, so I should be able to stop this if I just land it on. Or a chip in to finish would be nice. I've duffed it, semi. Right. Not what we were intending at all. Okay, so we're coming up short. It's as simple as that. I don't mean just the chip, but the round in general. But I hope you've picked up some nuggets of info, aside from the fact that my putting is appalling. But more on that soon. We're going to get it figured out, don't worry. All right, this for 2 over. Sit. Oh my goodness. Wow, that was quick. Yeah. Well, it's already a slightly sour finish, but it's going to get ever so more sour if this doesn't drop. And don't forget to like and subscribe if you are enjoying these videos. It'd be much appreciated. Almost as much as not making a double at the last. It's going to be a double. That went left as well, even though the first putt went left. Ouchies. Thank you very much for watching. If you want to see some better golf, there's a link to a video in the top right. See you next week. Goodbye.